There is a quadratic function y is equal to 1 over 4 times x minus 4 squared. If you assume that the a value is a number that will be defined by the possibility from the octaedron dice, solve for the possibility where y is equal to negative 1 over qx plus a passes through the segment AB. So if you look at the point A, which is on the quadratic function, it is also on the y-intercept. So if you think about the definition of the y-intercept stands for the coordinate when you convert it into a coordinate. When the x value is equal to 0, y value exists. And the reason why we just notate it as y value is because y value will going to be the variable which always changes depends on time, and y-intercept always stands for the x value equal to 0. In order to find the point A, all we have to do is we know the x value should always be a input of this function, and according to the input, we're going to get an output of our function which will going to be our y. And the y is a value that is output of our function that we are trying to find. And if you solve for the y value, we're going to solve for the a value. So if you write our original function down, and our original function is y is equal to 1 over 4 x minus 4 squared. And when it comes to solving for the y-intercept or also the x-intercept, the binomial form is optimized when it's solving for the solutions of the function, but from this function, which is equal to 1 over 4 times x minus 4 squared, we can just input our x value as 0. So if we input the x value as 0, we're going to get y is equal to 1 over 4 times, instead of x value we input 0, and we still have negative 4 and a square. So if we extend our equation or function, it will going to be y is equal to 1 over 4 times negative 4 squared. And according to the operation system, we calculate the square term first, but negative 4 squared is same thing with negative 4 times negative 4. So negative 4 squared is same thing with negative 4 times negative 4. But if you multiply negative number into a negative number, we're going to get a positive of the answer. So it will going to be y is equal to 1 over 4 times negative 4 squared will going to be positive 16. And in order to cancel out this parenthesis, all we have to do is we can distribute the 1 over 4 into our 16 term, which we're going to get 4. So we figure out that our a value will going to be 4. And let's solve for the point B. So let's write our a is equal to 4 down again. So a is equal to 4, which means 0, comma 4. And if you think about the point B, which is exactly straight from the point A, we can see that the y value will going to be the same, but the only thing that is different will going to be the x value. So we can think about in this way. When the y value is equal to same, which means the b value will going to be x, comma 4. So from our equation, it is on our quadratic function also, which means when we input the exactly same value, it will going to satisfy our equation too. So if we input the value of 4, which is our y value, and it is known, we can get our x value as our input of our function. So from our original equation, which was going to be y is equal to 1 over 4 times x minus 4 squared, we can input our y value as 4. So if we input the y value as 4, we will going to get 4 is equal to 1 over 4 times x minus 4 squared. And we are trying to find the value of the x value, which is unknown variable. And in order to solve for it, we need to isolate every single terms from it, which means we need to isolate 1 over 4. In order to isolate this 1 over 4 from our equation, all you have to do is we can multiply 4 to the both sides. So if you multiply 4, it will going to be 4 times 4. It is equal to 1 over 4 times 4 is just 1 times x minus 4 squared. So if you finish our calculation, 4 times 4 will going to give us 16. So it will going to give us 16, and that is equal to x minus 4 squared. We extend our x minus 4 squared. X minus 4 squared is a perfect square where we multiply exactly the same thing. It will going to be x minus 4 times x minus 4. And that is equal to 16. So there will going to be a two number possibilities of the x value, where the x value can be either 8 or equal to 0. So for the 8 is will going to be right over somewhere right over here, not on the x-axis. For 0, it is right over here. And if you think about 0 as our x value, it will going to be our y-intercept. But for y-intercept, we already found it that it is equal to 0, 4. So our x value that satisfies our b will going to be 8, since we knew that it is on the positive x-axis. So if you say that this is 8, it will going to be the x value of our point B. So we can fix our coordinate for B, which will going to be the y value will going to be 4 as same with the a value, but the x value will going to be 4. So our 4 is our input of our function, and our 4 will going to be our output of our function. The reason is because if we input the value, the a value 8, x value as 8 first, it will going to be 16 is equal to 8 minus 4 square, which will going to be 8 minus 4 is equal to 4, square will turn into 16. And for the second case, where we input 0 as our x value, which will going to be 16, is equal to 0 minus 4 squared. And then 0 minus 4 is equal to 4, and then negative 4 squared will turn into positive 16. So there were going to be two number possibilities of the x value, where it can be either 8 or equal to 0. But we can visually prove this number possibility from our function graph. Our function, there are 2 points, and we need to find the a value right over here, and we need to think about a value. It is different with our a point. So y is equal to negative 1 over 2x plus a, which contains our variable a. And if you think about the a value, it says it is from the possibility from the octagon. So for the octagon, it is 8. So we're gonna stand for it as O. And the O is same thing with the a size. And they mention about the a size as dice. So our a value that we're trying to find from our equation will going to be 1 can be number possibilities from the A size dice. And for total, there are 8 sides, which means A can be either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. So our A values, number possibilities, we're going to be 1 over 8 from our 8 size dice. We write our equation down, and we figure out that A value is 1 over 8 possibilities from our 8 size dice. And if you write our equation down, y is equal to negative 1 over 2. We have x, then plus a. So if we analyze our equation, which is also a function, it will going to be a linear equation. The reason why it is linear equation is because linear equation stands for the equation that contains a first power in its variable. And our variable in this case will going to be the x, and the x is just a first power as we can visually prove it. So which means if we graph this function, it will going to be a straight line that satisfies our own equation. And from the a, we can figure out that a is a constant value. And we can figure out that there will going to be a large number of possibilities where the negative 1 over 2x plus a passes through our point segment AB. But these slopes were going to be all same because they're all negative 1 over 2. And the places where where this linear function is located will going to be defined by our constant a. We can figure out the constant a. The a value is the thing that defines our y value of our function. This is according to our linear functions property. There is a intervals and distance between the a value, which can be either 1 to 8. And the reason we can figure out that 1 to 8 is we're going to be a values because they mention about this question that the a value is a possibilities from the octagon dice. So it can be either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. So if we just define the value of the a, we're going to be able to solve for this because negative 1 over 2 defines nothing except for the slope of this function. And the slope stands for how steep the function is on the coordinate plane. So every single functions will going to contain a same slope since we know that negative 1 over 2 never change from our function. So if you find the a value that passes through the a and the b, the terms beside the point a and b will going to be the function that passes through our ab segment. So we figure out that the a value, not the a, our point a, it is equal to 0, 4, where the x value is equal to 0, and our y value is equal to 4. And let's think about the point B. The point B is 8, 4, where the only difference between the point A is our x value. So if you just find the value of the a that passes through the either a or the b, the terms beside them will going to be the a value that defines the function that passes through our segment AB. So only difference between the 4 and the b value should be either 4 to 8. The reason is because the a value is 0, 4, which means we can write our function down. which will going to be y is equal to negative 1 over 2x plus a. And if we input the value of our a value, but our a value is a case when the x value is equal to 0 and the y value exists where the y value is equal to 4. So if you input the value of 0, x value as 0, we're going to get 4, which is our y value, is equal to 0 plus a, where the a value should be equal to 4. So our first number possibilities became the value of the 4. And if you think about the second case, so we could figure out here that a value should be at least 4, which is going to be our minimum value of our a value. And for the second number possibilities, the reason why it should be a to pass b is because from our original function, y is equal to negative 1 over 2x plus a. The b point is a case where the x value is equal to 8, and the y value should be equal to 4. So if we input our x value as our 8, we're going to get 4, which is our y value, which is also our output of our function. We're going to get negative 1 over 2 times 8 plus a. And the negative 1 over 2 times 8, we're going to be 1, and then 4, which we're going to get 4 is equal to negative 4 plus 8. In order to solve for the a value, all you have to do is we can add 4 to the both sides in order to isolate the a term. And then we can get 8 will going to give us the value of the a. So we proved that why the a value should be equal to 8. So if you think about it, there will be two cases when the a value is equal to 4. It will going to be like something like this that passes through the a. And for the second one, which will going to be a y when the a value is equal to 8, where it passes through the point b, it will like something like this. But we can see that these two functions should be parallel, since we knew that um, the slope of the function, which is negative 1 over 2, are all same, but the difference between two functions will going to be the a value. So the a value that besides 4 and 8 will going to be the functions that passes through the segment AB. So it should be 4 to 8, but the if you think about the quantity beside the 4 to 8